Did you get an O level or GCSE?
We know he didn't.
You know, I did.
But was there a commerce exam, or was it just a division of maths?
Remember.
What did he fill out a
Was
check?
it a subset of
It
maths?
was an option. It was like, if you want to do it, you can.
What was it? Fill out a check.
Pay a bill.
Pay a bill.
Have a visit round
Round
Kellogg's.
Kellogg's, and I saw my sister's boyfriend there at the time. He sorted me out with some variety packs.
Really? What was in them?
You know, Rice Krispies and
Good stuff.
Cocoa Pops?
Space Dust or whatever it is.
Space Nuts.
So, sorry, that wasn't Ken Dodd, no.
No.
That was someone else, that was an aunt.
That wasn't Special K. Oh dear.
What about this then? Home Secretary David Blunkett admits that muggers rule some streets.
Weird this, because when I was out with you,
I don't believe it's going to be weird, whatever you say,
no,
Carl. Go on.
when we were in that pub that night and we got talking about muggers and that, the tip is, what I tend to do, because I nearly got mugged once.
You what? You nearly got mugged once.
I nearly got mugged.
Yeah.
But I tried this technique of acting a bit mental.
Right, and how did you act mental?
Well, this guy wanted me trainers. And I was in Piccadilly Gardens in Manchester. It was quite late one night. And he come up, he said, I want them trainers. I said, you want them? I said, I worked hard for these. He said, how dare you come to me asking? And I got a bit livid. And he looked at me like, oh my god, he's got a right one here. And he left me.
Were you acting mental, or were you just mental?
No, I put it on a bit.
Were you not petrified then?
Well, you don't think about it, do you, when you're sort of in the eyes of danger?
Well, not you, clearly you're a brave man. So what did you say?
I just went a bit mad. I just kinda, because he said he wanted the trainers and they were dear ones at the time. And, I just, no, you're not having these. So I've crafted you. I said, I wanted these trainers.
Yeah.
And, you know, went on to tell him how I work at printers and I don't enjoy it, and, you know, I put in all these hours and that, and I have to cycle home for about 5 miles, and
Did he give you his trainers?
Yeah.
Did he have a knife or
I just
anything?
left. No, it didn't get that violent.
Well, that's very brave of you, Carl.
Yeah, it's
That's
good.
good advice, though. Just act mental.
See, what's actually tried it the other night.
Oh, Liza Minnelli.
Yeah.
Well, she says, I've worked hard for these diamonds. Yeah. It's not easy being the daughter of Judy Garland. You don't know what it's like.
Finally, apparently, there was a crook that got a security job at Heathrow. Right, he was a crook and he got a job at Heathrow. As robbers steal another £2 million. Apparently security down there is lax.
Yeah.
Is that a concern for you?
Is this another
Yeah.
2 million?
Yeah.
Why is all this money at the airport?
It's those sandwich shops. You know how they're really expensive, the sandwiches in, like, when you're in a plane. They're like £2.50 for a tuna, which is ludicrous.
Yeah.
That's basically the reason.
What do you mean, why is all this money at airports?
What is it doing there? Why?
Have a go. No, have a go answering this yourself. Why is anything at an airport?
It's going somewhere.
Or coming in from somewhere?
Yeah, but money, you can sort it out through the bank, like phone banks and that.
Have you done commerce? You know a lot about paying bills and writing out checks. Yeah.
Tell us about Kellogg's.
What was it like? What was in the factory? Was it just like squashing bits of corn and...
Pretty boring, really. Just loads of conveyor belts, boxes of cornflakes everywhere, just what you imagine.
Yeah.
So is it more, this is where you might be working? This is where you're likely to work? if you
Possibly.
leave
There was
school?
2 trips. There was that, and a trip to Manchester Evening News.
Okay.
And I left that early because I had a job in, Cordon
In
Bleu.
Kellogg's.
Cordon Bleu, what's that?
It's like a supermarket.
Yeah?
And I had to leave the trip early, and the teacher went mad saying they thought I'd got lost on the, you know, in the building and stuff.
What, you
They
didn't
called
tell
the light
anyone?
up pole. No, because it was like day 2 of working in this supermarket, and I couldn't be late. I thought by the time I explain where I've got to go and everything, I'll be even later.
Sure.
So I just left, and then apparently they were searching the building and everything for me.
How old were you?
Stuck in a printer. Dunno.
Stuck in a printer! I
don't know.
What was the printer's name?
You worked at a supermarket called Cordon Bleu.
Cordon Bleu!
Brilliant.
That's great, isn't it?
It's rubbish.
Oh.
Got sacked.
You had to
What'd you get sacked for?
Messing about in a, back in the car park round the back.
Yeah.
There was a grid, and all the concrete had gone funny, so when it rains you got like a big lake,
Oh, yeah.
right? And I got in, do you know those big metal trolleys you get to like put all the food in whilst you...
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
I got in one of them, and pushed myself out into this lake.
Of cement.
No,
Of
it
water.
was full
Oh, it
of
was
water,
water,
'cause it'd been
right,
raining.
right.
And I got stuck in the middle, right? And the boss was like, where's Carl? He's meant to be doing, you know, facing up the beans. And I was like...
And you were stranded in a lake.
So someone said, oh, I saw him messing about out the back. He came out and saw me stuck in the middle of this. lake in a trolley. And he said, get back in. I said,
Would you say, no, I'm filming sharks?
I said, it's too deep. I can't get out, you'll have to pass me something. And he said, I'm not passing you nothing. He said, you can get out of there and walk through it. I said, I'm not, I've got my trainers on, probably the same ones.
Yeah, you
actually.
risked your life for them.
Yeah. I said, I'm not getting these wet. I said, well, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to wait for the water to go down the grid. He said, the grid's blocked. Now get out or you're sacked. I said, well, I'm not getting out. He said, right, you're sacked.
So you were sacked? How long did you have to wait for the water to go down the grid?
In the end, I did get bored, and I sort of did a bit of a leap and a jump, and got 1 foot wet.
How long were you waiting?
Maybe about half an hour.
Just think of it. Just think. I mean, how did he get himself into that situation? That's fantastic. Should we play a record?
Oh, definitely. That's
Yours,
a
yours.
joy. Oh, you're an absolute pleasure. More White Van Man next time on the show. Electric Soft Parade. I keep trying to get the album for free from you, Carl. You've not sorted me out yet. I have to rely on other people to give me different copies
No,
of
I did
the different
try,
tracks.
I'll keep trying.
Please do. This is one called There's a Silence, Electric Soft Parade.
Gomez and Shot on XFM 101.9. Sorry, I was going to tell Steve something. Talk amongst yourselves. When you were out there, Johnny Mango phoned up and said to Carl, come on, when are we going to do this thing? And Carl got all nervous. Right, and he went, you don't want to do it, do you? He said, well, it's going to get out of hand. I just wanted to go as high as a tree. And, he went, well, you can. I'll hold you down with a rope. He went, yeah, but he said, but when the crowd are there and they're all screaming higher, I'll feel the pressure and have to go along with it. What crowd? What crowd is this? Higher. No, higher.
We don't live in a medieval era. It's not going to be dancing bears and tumbling midgets. Well, I don't know, that's an idea.
Hold on. If there's anyone got any of those.
Tumbling
Memo.
midgets would be amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Less balloons, cheaper to do.
Oh, you're going
No,
up.
you're
Don't
going
worry
up
about
with
that,
them.
mate.
No, you're going up with them, not just, no.
With a midget under either arm. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Oh dear. It's time for your the re-education of Karl Pilkington. This week Karl was studying the life and times of Winston Churchill. What do you make of it, Karl? What did Churchill do for
Right,
you?
last week I made a bit of an error with Hitler.
Yeah, you
Go on,
just
what?
roll
Tried
with
to
it.
remember too much, and it was way too much for me.
Sure.
So what I've done this week, sort of flicked through, got a few of them basic facts.
Yeah.
And what I've learned, right, bit weird the way all these people have something in common, that they're all a bit weird when they're younger.
Okay.
They've
Go
got
on,
some sort of illness.
Go on.
Well, you know, Rasputin, he wasn't well as a kid.
Yep.
Che Guevara,
Oh, this is Rasputin, the mad monk, wasn't well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Che Guevara,
Asthma.
asthma, really bad asthma.
Yep.
Hitler, he was
Only
a
one ball.
bit mental.
Yeah.
Only one. His mother.
He was
got
what,
you.
a bit mental. That could be libelous.
Yeah.
And, who've we done? And Churchill,
Yeah.
very
got lost
weak,
there.
very weak child.
Was he?
He only spoke to his dad 4 times in his whole lifetime.
Really?
Yeah, didn't get on with his dad.
Right.
And I think one of the times when his dad spoke to him, he was having a go, saying he didn't do as well in the army as he wanted him to.
Right.
So that's pretty sad bit I picked
Yeah,
up of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So that spurred him on, anyway.
yeah. I'm not going in all the ins and outs. Very important bloke.
Okay.
No, seriously. I mean,
Yeah.
your dad bought the tapes, didn't he?
Yes.
And I can understand why. Because he did change a lot for us. Do you know what I mean? We wouldn't be sat here now talking like this.
Why?
We could have been German.
Yep.
He didn't let that happen.
No.
Everyone had a go at him, right? When like I think it was Chamberlain who was in power,
Yeah.
and he was like saying, "Don't be trusting that Hitler,"
Yeah.
you know. And everyone was like, "Look, stop causing trouble." Chamberlain sorted it out, you know. He sorted out a peace agreement,
Yeah.
and he was like, "No, don't trust him." And everyone's like, "Oh, you know, you're just causing trouble." You know, everyone else is happy. Then it turned out that Hitler did actually do the dirty,
Yeah.
and try and come over.
I remember didn't he do something? He started a war or
There was
something.
a conflict of some kind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
started a problem, and everyone went, "Hang on a minute, that Churchill knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him back in charge."
Sure.
And they got him in, and Hitler was scared of him because he knew that he wasn't going to be having any lies or anything. He couldn't try it on with Churchill.
Yeah. Especially when he was a little bit pissed up and coked and with
He
a big
was.
cigar. Churchill.
He wasn't he wasn't doing that.
I think a lot were during the war, in the war cabinet. I think they had to have things to keep him awake all night and stuff, and he certainly liked a brandy.
Rick, Winston Churchill was coked up, was he? I mean, sorry, this is something I wasn't aware of.
If there are any historians listening, if I'm wrong, I'm
Was that in
very
the
sorry.
World at War?
No, I don't
Winston
think so.
Churchill was-
Any historians or experts on war? Did Churchill and not some of the other people during I think the First and Second World War take a little bit of cocaine?
So when he said that
Doctors certainly used to.
Hitler liked cakes, would they be like the funny sort of cakes?
No, he probably did like a little bit of Madeira cake.
Right. But it's all there, isn't it? It's interesting. The one that I was telling you before about, what's the name? The lost letter.
The lost letter? What's this?
Lost postcard that's just turned up. Some woman sent a postcard years and years ago to a niece or something, right? And her niece was like 3 years old back then. And just now, like I think like yesterday or the day before, it turned up. The postcard turned up 74 years late.
74 years later.
It took 74
and that
years.
3-year-old girl's been living in the same house that whole time.
Well, yeah.
Sure.
There's no weird
You see
about
what I
that.
mean? But there's always a question you can ask to just scratch the credibility of these stories. There's always, it's like the apocryphal tale.
Was this the slugs? Was this those slugs from last week?
Yeah, well,
that
they're
were
holding
stealing-
back because they're slow. Because the postman slug is useless. Its round takes him 74 years. Then he's got to go back to the beginning. He's got 74, and they can't carry the bag. That's why they go. That's why they turn to glue. That's why they turn to glue.
Oh, it's pitiful.
It is pitiful.
So you don't believe that someone sent a postcard years ago and somehow it's been stuck in the bottom of a post bag or something and it's only just
Stuck in the bottom of a post bag?
Yeah.
That means that there's like a 95-year-old postman who's still
Yeah.
wandering around.
Did you have to pay like the difference and the charges? Because presumably it was
It wouldn't have had Queen Elizabeth's.
it was a
Bitcoin,
penny
would it?
black. Presumably, was it?
Yeah. What would be on the stamp? It would have been invalid, surely.
dunno.
See, these are the
what-
questions you should ask yourself.
Because
Go
if
on.
it's the postman's fault, the
There was
post
a
office
postman
can't turn
who was
around.
only 3 at the time himself, wasn't he? He was
No, he is dead. Yeah, he'll
Yeah.
be well and truly dead now.
Yeah.
But the fact is that the post office made an error, right? They lost this letter.
Sure.
It's only just turned up. They can't turn around and say, sorry about this, I hope it isn't urgent. It's turned up 74 years late, and by the way, you owe us 25 pence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do that, would
No,
they?
that's
So-
true. That's true.
So
that's
there
true.
you go.
You're asking questions, though. You see, that's true. You see.
Right, we're doing Rockbusters then.
Oh, okay, now you should explain briefly what the concept is, Carl, because there might be a few new listeners.
It's blockbusters. Right, go on then.
Well, it's not blockbusters.
No, because they were real clues,
That
weren't
would-
they?
yeah, that was actually
He
the
says they're a cryptic clue. It's not cryptic.
Well,
It's
if you
what
did-
am I? It's like what am I thinking? This competition is like what number am I thinking of?
Rick, just calm down for a second. Let me explain basically what the concept is. You'll remember some of the greats from the past.
Yeah.
Basically, you give some vague clue. Is that right, Carl? And from that, we're supposed to deduct which band or artist you're thinking of. So, for instance, there was a
there was
classic-
one, the West Indian fella spinning a fish round his head, and that was Detroit Spinners.
The trout spinners.
Yeah,
Detroit
spinners, yeah.
There's also what happens if you fall over into a puddle in Texas. Wet knee, Houston. Wet
Yeah,
knee.
that is the level of Carl's
That's what you're
clues.
working with.
But could I just say, there's no irony in this. Carl doesn't think this is quirky or kitsch or ironic. He thinks these could go on the Guardian crossword.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
This is
so
the best stuff you can come up with.
yeah.
Right, so there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
Right, I give you the cryptic clue,
Yeah, not
and to help
cryptic.
you along, well it is,
Yeah, not
and I
really.
give you some initials of the band or the artist or whatever to help you along as well.
Yeah.
3
Now,
of them.
this is on the text only. We don't want emails on this one. Just
It's
eight-
the one that gets the highest or the first one to get 3. The first email with 3 or the first one that is the highest. So if no one gets the third one, which I wouldn't blame you for, so if there's like 30 people that get 2, it's the first email that comes in that we pick, and they win a handful of tat, which would you like to go through? Dusty?
I'll search out the tag in a second. I'm not sure where it is. Yeah,
Good stuff.
there's some DVDs and stuff there. It's not bad. Yeah, but it means you go forward to the grand final in 6 weeks' time when you're playing for all that amazing stuff Ricky's got. We've got the signed, genuine, exclusive drawing of Homer Simpson done by Matt Groening, featuring references to Carl. We've got the signed Spinal Tap poster. This is big stuff you can't get anywhere else.
No, it's a rare American poster signed by
And it's
Nigel
such a
Tufnell.
shame that your only chance of winning it is with this inane quiz.
Absolutely, it's not down to skill or anything. It's just such a shame that.
Let's just do it then.
Go on then.
Right, the first one.
Go on.
What you got to remember is it's a band or an artist that XFM play as well. Right. Right then. So the first one.
Oh yeah, because X-Men play with Detroit Spinners and Whitney Houston all the time, don't they?
All right, these 3.
Okay.
Giving it away, but these are XFM bands.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. If you got like a bulb,
Oh, Jesus. I know, you don't think about the cryptic clue is that every syllable counts. He says it's different every time he says it. There'll be something different. Look, go on then.
right? So if you get a bulb, right?
A bulb what?
A bulb.
A bulb.
What's a bulb?
What's a bulb?
Like a
A light bulb.
A light bulb. Oh, a light bulb.
So you get a
yeah.
bulb.
You get a bulb. Yeah.
Go on.
He's gone. Right, go on.
so you get a bulb. Right?
Don't forget a bulb. Yeah. Have you got something in your throat? What are you doing? You need a gobstopper. What are you doing?
We'll play a song then.
No, come on. Get the clue out, for
Go
goodness
on.
sake.
So the cryptic clue is, so, if you get a bulb, right, so...
That's the beginning. Okay, great.
right, if you get if you get a bulb, like, go on.
And you look after it, right? You look after that bulb, and you teach it stuff and all
Jesus
that.
Christ.
What you doing there? Do you know what I mean?
This is extraordinary. This is extraordinary.
Imagine that written down in the
He's had 18 months to get this right.
Imagine it, that's not a clue, that's an essay. I don't know what it is. It's a
I
conversation
don't know
with
if he means
yourself.
a light bulb, a bulb like you plant in the garden. What kind of bulb does he mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay.
Right, you get a bulb.
Well, remember that, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, it doesn't matter
it
what...
does, but I can't say too much. Right, so listen, let me just do it again. You get a bulb, right, when it's young, you look after that bulb, you teach it stuff and what have you. What have you done there? What's gone on?
Brilliant!
And what are the initials of the band?
R, right?
R.
R for rabbit, right? So what's the band there? Second one,
Jesus.
people have a problem doing this when they get home from like a night out drinking. Right? What's the problem they've got? Right? The initial there, K. What's the band? Right? People get in from having a night out, they'll have a problem doing this. What is it? What's the problem?
Okay. And clue
Right.
number 3?
I had a vision of that Chinese flu. Right? That's C. I had a vision of that Chinese flu.
You had a vision of that Chinese flu.
Yeah, and
that's
the
the
band
letter C.
Right? So 3 bands there. 3 cryptic clues.
Not really.
Text in 83 XFM. Just send the 3 band names. That'll do on it.
Can they do a website as well?
If they want, they can email in.
Well, tell them what it is.
Yeah, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. Just send it in there.
Give them again quickly then, Carl.
Right then, so get a bulb when it's young and that. Look
Brilliant,
after it.
different,
look
totally
after
different.
It, teach it stuff.
Yeah.
And all that.
Okay.
What's the band? Right.
Yeah.
Second one. People have a problem doing this when they get home late at night. You know, they've been out drinking and that. They get home. What problem are they going to have? K is the initial. Third one. I had a vision of that Chinese flu. What do I mean?
Brilliant.
C is the initial.
Play a record. I mean, it's abomination. Right.
Give us the.
Go on, give us the clue. I haven't got an idea. Go on, give me the clue then again.
Right. Well, do you want to say who the winner is or?
No, let's
Alright,
hear the answers first.
First clue was if you get a bulb when it's young, you look after it and that, you teach it stuff.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Go on.
The initial was R.
Yeah.
Right, that was razor light. Alright?
Raise a light. You raise a light.
Razor
Yeah.
light, okay.
Kind of works.
Yeah, it
Second
didn't matter
one.
what sort of bulb it was then.
It was very
Sure.
specific.
Go on, mate. Go on.
People have a problem doing this when they get home from a night out drinking.
Yeah.
What's the problem they're having? They have a problem getting the key in. That keen. That's the
That's awful.
word.
That doesn't count.
The words,
Keen.
and they got it right.
It's keen. It's keen. It's
Get it
one
right.
to awful.
The last one,
Awful.
I had a vision of that Chinese flu.
Yeah.
The initial there was C. That was Caesars. Caesars. They managed to get that as well.
I love the fact that even he knows they managed to get that as well. Did anyone get all 3?
Yeah, a few people.
That's terrible. Okay, who was the first one? Who was
I
the
don't
first-
know what it says about XFM and its listeners that people are getting these answers right.
I know. Go on then.
I mean,
The last time I sort of sat down and had time, because I'm always busy doing stuff and that.
Sure. Moaning takes up about 3 hours a day.
When did Wimbledon finish?
A couple of weeks ago.
Right. Found myself sat there, right. I'm not having a go. I know we've stopped Cheeky Freak of the Week and all that, right. So I'm not going to be having a go.
Christ.
I sat there.
I'm scared.
No, I'm not having a go. You've always got to remember that.
Go on, just get on with it. Get on with it. I'll apologise after.
I'm just saying, watching Wimbledon, it wasn't, one of the major games. It was little fellas in a wheelchair having a game.
Little fellas in a wheelchair.
right.
But for me, I mean, great. They're doing a sport and everything. Don't put it on the telly.
What was up with it?
There wasn't like a rally going on. No, do you know what I mean? Do you know normally, like, with the well, not to Enman, but with some of the other, with some of the other players and that, they're playing for ages, aren't they? It's like, oh, who's going to win this and that?
Yeah.
None of that. It was just like, it's it, net.
Oh, Christ! Oh, God! I don't know what to do!
And people were, like, sat there watching it as well, when they've got other games going on in there. That's what I couldn't understand. If you've paid your money to get in...
Yeah.
I mean, like I say, good on them if they... Do you know what I mean? But it would have been...
And they always start first in the marathon.
I just thought it would have, you know, give them a game of swing ball or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I understand.
Oh, God!
Yeah.
There's never anything on.
XFM in the community.
I'm running out of steam now, Steve, a bit tired.
Are you?
So I've got 15 minutes to do, so we better think of something to say or
Well,
play a record.
I genuinely was going to ask you, because obviously Christmas is approaching and I've not even started to think about Christmas gifts. I don't know how you're getting on, Claire.
I never do.
But, because Claire, you're aware of what Ricky bought his family last year, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know, I am, because he told me and I'd completely forgotten.
It's extraordinary. It is extraordinary. I mean, how much thought and planning went into it?
Right, I was pressed for time.
How many kids were there? How many people were there?
This is it. I've got a big family, okay? Well, not big, but I mean, they've got lots of kids. So I'm sort of youngest in my siblings, and so they've got kids ranging from like 30 to babies. And, there's about 15 of them, almost.
And you buy them all?
Yeah, I'll try and get them. Try and get them all.
Nice.
So what
Is it? Wait.
So I got a lift down, and I thought, oh, what can I get? I thought, oh, I can't just give them the money.
I'll stop you there straight away, if I may.
What?
You notice he's on the way down for Christmas Day.
Oh, right, so he's on the... Oh, right!
He's on the way down. This is
No,
when he
it's
starts.
Boxing
This
Day,
is when he
it's
starts. Oh, Boxing
Yeah.
Day. So this is when he starts to think about buying them a gift.
Yeah.
On you go.
So I was getting a lift, and Matt was giving me a lift down. So just before we got there, I just ran across the road to the 7-Eleven, got 200 quid worth of scratch cards.
Scratch cards. Scratch cards. Bear in mind, I think you were describing the family then. I noticed some of them you described as babies.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So, children.
Yeah,
You're giving the children the gambling cards.
But that's lovely. I give them 10 each, so they could have won thousands of pounds. A lot of them were disappointed when they won nothing, but I said, kids, that's the gamble.
That's the risk you take when you receive a gift from me. But the great thing about getting,
some of them won. Some of them were laughing.
But the great thing about getting kids hooked on gambling as a Christmas gift is it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And taking.
Throughout your adult life.
It gives
Yeah.
and it takes.
Exactly,
So it's fair.
yeah.
I don't hand them to children, I hand them to the parents.
Right, what they
could
chose to do them
They could
with them.
distribute them as they wanted.
Sure.
So what are you going to
And,
do this year, Ricky?
but how are you
What's
gonna
the
top
plan?
that?
Yeah.
300 quid worth of scratch cards.
That's
Got a
the
bit of
most-
money now, a bit more.
It's the most thoughtless,
And the office on
pikey gift
DVD.
I've ever heard
I
of.
think they might be getting the office on DVD. Signed.
Fine. So that's already sent it up in value.
Oh dear. I know, that's pretty bad.
So have you seriously considered it this year? Is it,
No,
is
I'm
it-
gonna go shopping. I'm gonna go shopping properly. Yeah.
If you want any help, I am the
Didn't
queen
you take
of
a small
shopping.
roulette wheel down there one year? Genuinely, didn't you buy like a roulette wheel?
No, I had it. That's down there from when I got it when I was about 10.
Oh, right.
And sometimes I'm the banker. I always win.
Yeah, of course.
So they've got to learn a lesson. The banker always wins. It's a valuable lesson when they lose money to me.
You should just go down this year and just say, basically, I went to a casino, I put £10 chip on for everyone,
Exactly, yeah.
here's the winnings,
You lost.
you lost, you won.
Yours came in. Yours was a donkey, love. Yeah.
But Steve, what about you then? Because I mean, you don't like shopping,
Well,
do
it's
you?
not that I don't like shopping, it's that I've got no ideas. You know, I'm running on empty with my parents. They don't appear, as far as I can make out, they don't appear to have any hobbies.
No.
I mean, I said to you before, my
You
grandparents...
don't like wasting money. I'm not being funny, but you don't like wasting money either, do you?
Well, I don't like wasting money, no. But I like to buy something practical for people. I like something which is gonna last, something that's value for money. I don't like novelty gifts.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
I think novelty gifts are wrong.
I've mentioned to you that my grandparents spend all their time in bed. So there's only so many kind of, you know, sort of bed socks you can buy, you know, and ointment for, you know, bed blisters and so on before, you know, you run out of ideas.
What about some of those novelty teeth? Because that would be, you know, a nice jokey present, and they could probably come in useful for chewing the broccoli.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh, do you know what would be nice? One of those No, I'll tell you when. No,
Go on.
those sort of travel pillows. So you know when
Yeah.
you're travelling and your
they
head
don't
sort of
travel
falls down
anywhere.
like
No, but
They travel from vertical to almost horizontal.
they're sitting up in their bed.
Get on one of them beds
pillows.
that come up. You're not made of money. What am I talking about?
Like
Look, I
Thora
mean-
Hurd's bed. Thora Hurd's bed.
does her feet ever touch the ground now? Do you know what I mean, though?
No, it's literally
She goes shopping in one of those little trolleys. She goes straight into her room. She's up the stair lift. She gets lowered into the bath.
yeah, it's
Terrible.
ludicrous. I just lazy. I mean, I tell you that, but I mean,
Well, there's a whole
but yeah, but that, if you're earning the kind of money that that Hurd is on,
Wow.
with her songs
With
of
her
praise
cream
and whatever
crapper under the
else.
sofa.
Exactly.
Money for
She
old
was at the
rope.
Comedy Awards last year, wasn't she?
Well, I'll give her an award. She's up the stairs like a greyhound. She can move then. Yeah.
But so I've got no ideas. Absolutely
Right.
no ideas.
Okay.
But any suggestions are welcome, Claire. What are you going to get your family? You've already
Well,
put this
I
through.
know I've
Will
well,
they
I
be
obviously
listening?
can't tell you because they will be listening.
Right.
But they're all outside at the moment because my family are coming to meet me after the show and we're going to swap presents then because
Okay.
outside.
Are there any
in
Office
Leicester
DVDs?
Square. No, I haven't.
books?
No.
Because I should point out that the Office DVD is currently available. Good,
I actually did go and buy. I actually went and bought it myself.
You can also buy it
And I am
online.
enjoying the scripts, by the way.
Excellent. That's in. I love
Do you
the
know
fact
what
that
I
we're
love?
authors in the top 10.
Yeah, we're in the top 10 bestseller list.
No. But to be fair, we're at number 7 in the paperback non-fiction. Now I don't understand how that can be non-fiction.
Yeah.
Because it's the transcript from a made-up
Yeah, it's
television
not a real
show.
documentary.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're beating these poor people.
But we're officially best-selling authors,
I think that's fantastic.
which is excellent. Which is
My
very
favourite
good.
my favourite bits are the emails at the start. I like
Well, I mean,
them.
a lot of people don't know what you're talking about, Claire, but of course if they pop down to Waterstones or Books and Cookery, they can sort themselves out there with a copy of it.
Oh dear.
Nice. I like your style. Can we have some more music now?
Let's
yeah?
have, what we're playing? So Streets, maybe? I mean,
Streets.
Streets is
Oh,
obviously one of the
brilliant.
albums of the year, and this
Best
is one of the
album of the year.
This is Week Becoming Heroes, I think the last single, and Dynamite it is too.
Oh.
Eric Sermon, and what's the tune called there?
It's called React. Yeah, it's got
React,
from his
yeah.
Debut. No, not his fourth solo album.
Not bad,
actually.
not
Yeah,
bad,
it's
not
good.
bad.
I'm enjoying the tunes, Steve.
No, absolutely,
I'm enjoying
we've
the
been
chat,
keep-
I'm enjoying the tunes,
Well, we've been keeping it real.
I'm enjoying the penultimate show before Christmas.
Last message from Anders, I suspect,
Anders.
for the day. He says, I've just roasted my chestnuts over an open fire. It's a lot more enjoyable than listening to your show.
He's
pretty snappy, is Anders.
Yeah,
He keeps them coming, It's a shame that, that we sort of couldn't sort of maybe meet up with him and try and persuade him that, he should come over to our side rather than,
Come over to the side.
Exactly. to be
Yeah,
on our
come
side,
over to this side.
I think we've got him though, because
Do you think so?
Yeah, apparently they did this survey in America. People who loved Howard Stern listened to an average of like an hour and a half a week, and people who hated him listened 2.5 hours a week.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think he's probably more faithful a listener
yes.
than some of the people that quite like us.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's got to listen. I'm the same with some people. I've got to listen to things that I just think are awful. I can't. It's compulsive viewing. So, I don't care if people listen to us because they hate us or like
No,
us.
indeed,
Steve.
as long as they're listening.
I was on the
As long
tube
as they're spending money on the
the other
advertisers.
day. Yeah, I was on the tube the other day, and obviously there's lots of pictures of you guys, and there's a young couple. And the guy was trying to explain to the girl what you did, and he said, "No, you should check them out. That they do quite well, actually."
Really?
Nice. That's very sweet.
They
Why
do
was
quite
he
well.
explaining to her? She just didn't. She didn't know
I
what
don't
was
know.
happening, or
I don't know. I sort of, as I walked by them.
are you leaving out the fact that she went? Oh, I hate that bloke.
No, not at all. No, because I would say that because that would be quite. A
He had some
comedy
Germans laughing at him on the tube because he recognised him. You don't think of that.
Well,
What do you think of that?
obviously Ricky doesn't travel on the tube anymore. He's too rich for that.
I never did. I
But-
always thought it was beneath me.
Sure, but
They
I
used
have
to walk everywhere, didn't
Yeah.
they?
But I'm still forced to take the tube, and I sat on the tube, and it pulled up, and outside the window, just happened to be on the station, was one of the posters with us. So I was kind of there, not realising it was behind me, and these big kind of fat German or maybe Bavarian guys got
Well, they're in
on.
lederhosen eating sausages.
Yes, they were.
They're Bavarian.
Yeah, they were. And I noticed one of them kind of looked at me, then looked at the poster, then looked at me, just happened to say it, and wittered something to his friend in German. I don't want to try and do an impression.
That's freaking goggle-eye.
Oh, whoa.
I think that. No. But I know what you're thinking it means. It doesn't mean that.
Right, okay.
It means.
What's a rough translation?
Elegant boy.
Right, okay, yeah. And so anyway,
That's
he
freaking
pointed
goggle-eye.
out the poster, and his
That's
mate,
lanky piss and streak.
and his mate burst into laughter. and then we pulled
Well, they've
up.
got a great sense of humour, the Germans.
Well,
That's the
indeed.
thing.
But we rumbled
yeah.
onto the next. We rumbled onto the next station, and the poster was in exactly the same place. And this time they tapped the shoulder of someone else on the train and pointed me out, and that person also
An
laughed.
Italian?
I
An
don't know
Italian
what it
bloke,
was.
yeah, there was a French, was there a bloke with a beret, a little moustache on the
Exactly,
other
yeah.
side?
Yeah.
Was
yeah.
the United, did you get on the United Nations Express? Just to, oh, imagine that.
Yeah, it was fake
See
news.
the freak. Look at this freaky goggle eye.
Right, whereas, I love the fact that before, you were at least pretending to be speaking German. Now this is an Italian with an accent. It's just a guy speaking perfectly good English.
Same.
You've not even disguised the insult there.